you could come back up here, Chad.
We're fixing to reset your case, but stay on the phone.
Okay, this is cause number 329-786. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Dale A. Jones or Dale Angelo Jones. Mr. Jones, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Jones is appearing via telephone. Mr. Jones is represented by Attorney Jack Lawrence, who is present in court. Attorney Lawrence, how are you doing?
Just fine, Your Honor.
And Mr. Jones, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
That's good. State is represented by Attorney Tommy Coleman. Attorney Coleman, how are you doing? Mr. Lawrence, you have an announcement you'd like to make in Mr. Jones' case?
Yes, Your Honor. We are asking the court, as part of our things we've worked out with the DA's office, we're asking the court to reset his misdemeanor so that his felony can be heard on the same day as the misdemeanor, or his felony can be heard first before the misdemeanors are.
No objection, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Jones, your felony case has been, as I understand it, has been reset. However, they have not put a reset date in the computer. Our court coordinator is going to monitor that case. And once they get a reset date, this case will also be set on the same date of your felony case. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I do.
So on that date, you have to make an appearance in both the felony court and this misdemeanor court. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, stay in contact with your attorney, your bondsman. You are free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Lawrence, this is the only case that you have. You're free to go as well and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right,
Thank you, Your Honor.
you're welcome.
I'm not gonna give them a set until. I
Oh,
don't
we don't
want
have
to
what you said, yeah.
So they should put it in the date, but we're not gonna give it to them back.
Okay,
I've never seen that courtroom so packed.
okay. The court is in session and cause number 331-804. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Jasmine Dion James. Jasmine James is appearing via Zoom. Jasmine, you can take your mic off of mute.
Okay,
Okay, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
That's good. Jasmine, you're here represented by your attorney, who is also appearing via Zoom, Attorney Dustin Galmore. Attorney Galmore, how are you doing?
I'm good, Judge. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Attorney Galmore, what is your announcement in Jasmine James' case?
Your Honor, we are still collecting the discovery, so we were asking for another announcement date.
Okay.
Okay, give us a reset date.
August 19th.
Mr. Galmore, Jasmine James' case will be reset to August 19th of 2022. Your reset will be sent to you. Jasmine, stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. They will be given notice of your reset date. This will conclude your case. You're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Mr. Galmore, is this your only case?
I believe it is, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, you're free to go as well. Your reset will be sent to you and you have a blessed day.
You too.
Okay, our next case is cause number 325965 and cause number 328 477. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Omar Madrano. Omar Madrano is appearing via Zoom. And Mr. Madrano, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Your Honor. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Madrano, you are represented by your attorney, Mr. Ryan Gertz, who is also appearing via Zoom. Mr. Gertz, how are you doing?
I'm great, Judge.
Mr. Gertz, what is your announcement in Mr. Madrano's cases?
Judge, we would ask for another announcement setting. He's gotten a new, as you may know, this is there's a civil rights lawsuit going on as it relates to this case as well. And so there's some new discovery that I think has been turned over in the civil rights case that we haven't seen. And I was corresponding with his lawyer yesterday on that in the civil rights case. And so we're asking for another announcement on that.
How much time do you need?
30 days, probably, Judge.
Okay, good
No
to see you.
objection, Judge.
August 19th.
Okay, the state is not objecting. Okay, this case is going to be reset for announcement on August 19th of 2022. Mr. Madrano, your attorney and your bondsman will be given notice of your reset dates. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. This will conclude your cases. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
You too, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Bailiff, would you please get Musa Haley and Brandon Gaskin in the courtroom? Both are represented by Mr. Gertz.
Judge, is I'm not sure if Mr. Gaskin is there in person or via Zoom.
He's in here
when
in
I talked-
person.
Oh, okay, good. Well, he was in Alaska like 3 days ago. So,
Well, that's how happened. They said he was here.
okay, great.
Okay, Musa Haley,
Yes, sir.
would you please come forward? Do we have bond conditions in Haley's case? Please stand on the X. This is cause number 332162. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Musa Wakona Haley. Mr. Haley, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Haley, how are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm okay.
That's good. Mr. Haley, you're represented in this case by your attorney Ryan Gertz. He is appearing via Zoom.
Okay.
Okay, and actually that's him on the monitor up there. And Mr. Gertz, what is your announcement in Mr. Haley's case?
Judge, this is our first setting. We would ask for maybe 2 months on this to gather discovery. There was also there also may be a cross complaint that Mr. Haley's going to file against the complainant in this case. That I don't know what's going to happen with it yet, and so it may involve the DA's office needing to recuse themselves and special counsel being appointed. So there's a bunch of kind of moving parts to this case, and so we'd ask for 60 days or 2 months, please, Judge.
Okay,
No objection, Judge.
okay. Give,
September 19th.
okay, it's gonna be reset to September 19th. Give him a, let me give him this copy to look at it. Give me another copy. Now, Mr. Gertz, the court is going to give your client, Mr. Haley, some standard bond conditions in this case. And the court is going to go over those conditions with Mr. Haley. Mr. Haley, do you have a copy of the standard bond conditions in County Court at Law number 2?
Standard bond, yes, sir.
Okay, I will go over this document with you, and it reads, following the arrest and/or accusation in County Court at Law number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein are ordered subject to the following additional conditions. Number 1, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Condition number 2, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who, A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol, and the test indicates the presence of drugs or alcohol in the defendant's body. and that's pursuant to the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.44, A2 and Section C2. Do you understand that condition?
Yes.
And condition number 3, the defendant shall not communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense, and the defendant shall not go near any residence, school, or other location frequented by the alleged victim. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir. There is,
Well, if you need to talk to your attorney,
Yeah,
we-
just, I want to just advise him not to respond to that, Judge. And
Okay.
what I would say is, now that he has the bond conditions, I'll consult with him this afternoon to make sure we're in
Okay.
compliance.
okay, and condition, now, do you understand that condition?
yes, sir.
Now, condition number 4 does not apply to you because that only applies to this, driving while intoxicated case. In your case, it's not a driving while intoxicated case, okay? So now, his case is gonna be reset to when?
September 19th.
Okay, your case is gonna be reset to September 19th of 2022. And, you're gonna stand on the 4X, to get your reset. Once you get your reset, we're gonna need to get that back to get a copy. We're gonna make a copy of that for you,
Okay.
okay? All right, please stand on the 4X. Could you make it, Andy, could you make a copy of that? Stand on the 4X. Next case is cause number 332284, case of style of State of Texas versus Brandon Gaskin or Brandon Curl Gaskin. Mr. Gaskin, would you please come forward? Might have to do the same thing on him. Okay. Mr. Gaskin, is your full name Brandon Gaskin or Brandon Carl Gaskin?
Brandon Carl Gaskin.
Okay. How are you doing, Mr. Gaskin? That's good. Mr. Gaskin, you are represented in this case by your attorney, Brian Gertz. And Mr. Gertz is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Gertz, what is your announcement in Mr. Gaskin's case?
Judge, we anticipate that this is going to be a trial. I don't know if you'd prefer me to put it on a trial docket at this point, or if you just want to set it for another announcement.
Well, you can announce to the court if you need more time. You can reset it on announcement, or if you need to put on a pre-trial conference.
Maybe a pretrial conference docket, Judge.
Okay,
My trial schedule this fall is just going to be crazy with everybody playing catch up. But obviously this is an important case too. So I think a pretrial conference docket would be perfect.
okay. This another blanket. Okay. We're gonna, put what down?
The blank one he had.
No, I just filled it out.
No, you had one and he had one.
No, I gave him the one I filled out, and then I asked you to make a copy of that. So I just need just a blank. Could you hand this to him? Let me see. Well, we're just gonna make a copy of the one that we have.
Oh.
Surprised that we didn't have one.
That's yours. Yeah.
Okay. Could you, oh, here we go. I got one right here. I got a blank one right here. I'll just do this here, okay. Now, Mr. Gaskin, his case is gonna be reset on the pretrial conference docket.
How many days?
Mr. Gertz, how many days you said you needed on Gaskin, did you say?
Oh, I would think 2 months, Judge. If you put it on that same docket as Mr. Haley, that'd be fine. Or that same day.
Okay,
No.
same day, that's September 14th? Okay, hold on a minute.
That's September 19th, Judge.
Okay, the pretrial conference docket is September 19th. Is that fine for you?
That's great, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, so this case is gonna be reset September 19th of 2022. Now, Mr. Gaskin, we just handed you a document that is stamped, that is titled Standard Bond Conditions in County Court at Law Number 2. Do you see that document? Okay, I'll go over this document, which, and it reads, following arrest and or accusation in County Court at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein are ordered subject to the following additional conditions. Number 1, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, Judge.
And condition number 2, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol, and the test indicates the presence of drugs and alcohol in the defendant's body, and as pursuant to the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.44, Section A2 and Section C2. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, Judge.
And condition number 3, the defendant shall now communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense, and the defendant shall not go near any residence, school, or other location frequented by the alleged victim. Do you understand that?
Yes.
A condition. Now, condition number 4 does not apply to you because that only applies in a DWI case. Now, if you violate any one of these conditions, your bond can be forfeited. If your bond is forfeited, a warrant to be issued for your arrest, and you can be placed in the Jefferson County Jail. Do you understand that? Now, your case has been reset till September 19 of 2022. Please stand on the X to get your case reset. Once you get your case reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Gertz, this will conclude your cases. You'll be free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge. Have a great week.
Same to you. Mr. Dahl, are you ready on Carolyn Holloway?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Holloway, would you please come forward? The court is back in session and calls number 325476, cases style, the state of Texas versus Carolyn Marie Holloway. Ms. Holloway, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Ms. Holloway? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Holloway, you're here represented by your attorney, Attorney Peter Doyle. Attorney Doyle, how are you doing?
Pretty fair, Judge.
Mr. Doyle, what is your announcement in Mr. Holloway's case, in Ms. Holloway's case?
We would like to place it on the trial document.
Okay. Give us a reset date.
October 24th.
Okay, this case is gonna be reset to October 24th of 2022 for trial. Ms. Holloway, your attorney is gonna sign for your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Mr. Doyle, would you please sign for the reset? And Mr. Doyle, once you sign for your reset, you'll be free to go as well and you have a blessed day.
The other,
You only had one case on the docket today.
Okay. you can go ahead and sign it. Uh-huh. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Bailiff, would you please get Chastity Brown?
Am I,
You're free to go.
no, I wanted to ask about Derek Johnson. Has that been reset to?
It's not on, you can check with one of the coordinators. It's not on the court's docket today.
Okay.
Yes.
We have
August 31st.
judge's explanation of rights to defendants without attorney. I think that they have periods being pro se.
Judge, we made, the state will move that we close these proceedings to the public because of what we may get the subject to.
Okay, so pursuant to Article 1.24 Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, that states the proceedings and trials in all courts shall be public. However, pursuant to Lilly versus State, the right to a public trial is not absolute and may be outweighed by other competing rights or interests, such as the interest in security, preventing disclosure of non-public information, or ensuring that the defendant receives a fair trial. And the court finds that the party seeking to close the hearing have advanced an overriding interest in that, according to the docket sheet, it will prevent the disclosure of non-public information, and the closure is no broader than necessary to protect the defendant's interests. And the trial court have considered reasonable alternatives to closing the proceeding. And the court makes these findings, and these findings are adequate to support the closure. So at this time, cause number 325-762, Style State of Texas, Mrs. Chastity Marie Brown, will be closed to the public.